Hi, this is DL, and this is Deep Important Shit, episode number 5. Several months ago, I had recorded an episode that I never put out publicly, and I was listening to it today, thinking that I would redo it. But then, on listening to it, I realized, oh my gosh, I could never reproduce it as good as it was the first time that it was extemporaneously shared. Putting this forward, I'm going to do it and share it with you all as episode number 5. And it's all about reclaiming faith. And that while the internal is necessary, and for a lot of people, I realized that this looking inward is totally new. So this isn't a message for everybody. But what this is going to go into and share is that going inward is not enough. That it can create implosion. And at some point, we have to recover our faith enough to be able to move upward and outward. So I hope you enjoy this episode of Deep Important Shit.
A lot of people feel, run the gamut. Betrayed by God, angry at God, in total denial of God, or as they might see it, just too smart to believe in God, kind of a thing. Guru hatred. There's just so much out there that is all in the head and tied up with the feeling sense, and it's keeping us from realizing who we are. And I really want to inspire people to recover that faith, which is the source of, what we have faith in is pretty much our reality. And it colors everything in our experience. Many of us, or there are plenty of people out there who have faith in nothing but money or corporatism. There are people out there who have faith in patriarchy. It's really hard work to overcome your own belief system. It's really hard work to climb out of the constructs that you've developed over your lifetime. It's really hard to let go of your sense of self and who you think you are. And yet that is where freedom lies. The truth will set you free. I simply want people to find their own faith in a way that is properly directed, not outward, not internally. I thought the internal was the thing for so many years. And it was an essential part of my growth. But it's that direction. And even, energetically, it's not that there's something up there, like a heaven, or, that's not what it's about. And it's not about that direction, the stars, or anything like that that's separate. It's an energy flow upward. It's a direction towards your true nature, which is upward. And there are so many ways to practice that, to get there, to be in that energy. We've all got our path. So I don't want to talk about the path. I want to talk about the absolute essentials on any path. If you want liberation, if you want truth, and work to simplify and bring into some coalescence, all the faiths, all the truths, little t truths, all the cultures, and traditions, they all share such essential components. And that's a really good indication of truth with a capital T. But not everybody has the time to study everything everywhere, And I haven't either. And yet, what I have experienced over my lifetime is many different traditions, and the fact that so many of them coalesce with certain truths. I also think that teachers have already done the work for me in terms of doing that, of bringing things together. And so I'm not reinventing a wheel here. And I'm not saying anything terribly new, maybe new to a particular listener and maybe new coming out of my mouth for the first time. But I'm really not, none of this is really earth-shatteringly original. And that's another beautiful thing about the truth. It's just the truth. The thing is with, this idea of truth, it's not the same thing as truth. Our ideas of truth require our faith. And the actual truth doesn't require anything. It's not even affected by all of the stupidity and lies and propaganda that are out there. It is pristine and always will be. So again, back to recovering faith and what a hard road it is and can be, and how, it's even been really hard for me in recovering my own faith, not to have these old shadows come out, because when I pray, there's just so much baggage there that's left over from a past life or lifetimes, who knows. And I've really had to work to recover that ability to pray, that ability to just trust and have faith in my words, and to change my energy and clean it up, the way that it runs directionally. I think I imploded for so long because so much was always going in and then not knowing where else to go. I was just going in. And going within is important, and that's a definite step we have to take on the path. We have to go in. But what we can't forget is going up. And I don't think enough of us do that. And I think that life really begins to change when we finally do. And I know for a lot of people, it's difficult to talk about things like God or Christ. What a loaded word. I don't consider myself a Christian because of the religion and what I've known of Christians in my life. I don't even know necessarily that Christ was the historical figure people claim him to be. I believe in the Christ energy. I believe in what the teachings of Christ were transmitting. And I don't know, So but the point is, it's not that I do or don't believe or whatever. That's not the point. The point is how hard it is to talk about Christ, to feel that freedom in bringing up his name, when I know that people have a reprehension for that word, or God. What words do we use? I don't have an issue with anyone following a religion. I love the fact that people have religious faith. And I mean, for me, like I have this idea that it's actually preferable to have some faith than none at all. But I don't like when, or I know that it's damaging when we think our way. I mean, that's kind of obvious, isn't it? When our way is the one way and everyone else out there is wrong or going to hell or anything else. I mean, it's one of the biggest reasons I cannot stand religion is this bullshit idea that your faith is better than anyone else's. So I don't wish to go there, obviously, either. I want to free people up to be able to talk about God, Jesus, this energy, what it means to them, faith, miracles, belief, prayer, all of those concepts, to clean them up so that the people who need them the most can access them and bring them back into their lives and use them because they're empowering. It's why people ever had religion in the first place. There's a reason that there are world religions, and it's not because a particular God is better than another God. It's because people need that connection to source. It's simple. And it can look all kinds of ways, whatever that connection is for you. So I'm not saying it has to look a certain way. What I am asking is that if there are things that trigger you about a certain religion or a certain people or a certain belief system, terminology, dogma, whatever, that shows you what you need to clear up for yourself so that you can access that. It's like, you know, I have even some of my own friends have issues with this idea of the guru, and they just cannot understand why anyone would follow a guru. And granted, if someone's following a false teacher, or they're giving away their power to someone as if he was supposed to be their savior, and that's a problem, you know? But there are true teachers out there, and they do have a better connection than we do. And we can utilize their experience to increase our own connection. So I don't have a problem with following a guru if it's a genuine guru. And if the person who's following is wise enough to know the difference between blindly following something or someone and trusting and being able to tap into their own innate wisdom. I'm not into this victim bullshit. You know? I'm just not. So for those of you who are ready for this message and resonate with it, then let's talk.